All right, so what we have here is a monthly time frame. All right, so we're going to do a breakdown, a top-down analysis, starting from the high time frame because it all makes sense since this is a new month, right? So we need to find those monthly levels to see how price will react off from them because that's where we get those massive move from, right? So let's touch on something that I mentioned last week, how you can trade any candle expansion because it happened again this week with the weekly and the 4 hour. Also, there's a video that I made, I think that was the day before yesterday, whereby I talked about how we took a sell on how I took a sell on NASDAQ, and the same move happened again yesterday. So I just hope you guys capitalized on it because things that I mention here every time is the way that I trade, and they repeat both on a high time frame and a lower time frame. They repeat, all right? And yeah, so let's look at high time frame here, which is monthly. So if you look down here, what can you see? You can see there was a manipulation here. So no matter what, we expect this low to hold, all right? So if we're looking at this now, we will say this is our low and this is our high, our dealing range, high and low, all right? So let's use the fib here. If we mark out high, low here, so we can expect a pullback into this 25% and 50%, all right? So now we already know what is lining up with 25%. All right, that is the first one, because one that I always tell you that a reaction of a high time frame level is all you need a day. A reaction is all you need a day. All right, so but you want to swing, then you wait for proper confirmation, then you swing that level. All right, a proper confirmation which lines up with that high time frame. That is what I meant to say. But go on lower time frame, a reaction is all you need a day in a section. All right, so now remember we had the 25%, right? So this is 25% here. What is it lining up with again? It's lining up with this high here, right here, right here, right here. And also for those that trade support and resistance, this is a strong resistance in the market, which price reacted to it. How many months? In 3 months. 3 months we were here, right? And price shoot down and came back up to break this level, all right? So we're expecting this level price to come back to it, react, and give us some push to the upside. Or the worst that can happen is that it throw a wick down here, react to this, then push to the upside. All right, but we'll just have to trade what we see at the moment. And again, if we're looking at this candle, this monthly candle, all right, this monthly candle, what we can see here is that this is the opening of this candle. It just opened up yesterday and dropped. All right, this is the open of this candle. So how do we trade this open of this candle? We have to align it with the daily time frame, monthly daily time frame. Remember the time frame alignment video that I did? So once you start seeing that daily showing you some bullish signs, right, after price reacts to a high time frame key level, then you can trust that to look for your up movement. All right, but remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just for educational purpose. All right, so you can get that move from a high time frame key level. This is monthly, by the way. I think I mentioned it before. Then the daily, once you start seeing that bullish fair value gap being bullish bearish fair value gap being disrespected, we're getting that new bullish fair value gap. That will be the sign that we're about to shoot up higher. Right? So this is the opening, but I'm not going to leave this on my chart. I'm going to clear it out. So now, what do we have on lower time frame? So let's go down to weekly and see how the weekly candle closed. So looking at the way the weekly candle closed here, what is this weekly candle telling you? Remember the video that I made, right? We're going to expand and displace lower, all right? So this was it for the weekly candle. And if you go on the 4 hour, you see 4 hours said it clearly. That's why these past 2 days I was selling NASDAQ. I wasn't interested in any buy. I was selling NASDAQ, right? Though I took a little buy push-up trade, which came back to break even, right? But that was what I saw at the moment. But a longer term trade was a sell. I took 2 massive sell on NASDAQ. So here now we can clearly see that this price is so weak. So look at what we have here. We have a fair value gap that's already been disrespected. All right, so we expect NAS, if it's going to continue going lower, it should respect, we should use this as the inversion, whereby price is likely going to manipulate, pull back into, when I say manipulation, it's like going to the opposite direction where we expect price to go to. So that's what I call manipulation. So we expect the next candle to open up here. Of course, this is where it's going to open, push up, then drop lower. All right, that is what my bias is. All right, drop into this, because now if we go to 4 hour, which is 4 hour will tell us what's happened inside here, if we're pushing down or we're pushing up. If we drop down to 4 hour, right, 4 hour will give us more details. You can see that on 4 hour we actually have, what do we have that is lining up with this inversion? We have a fair value gap that is lining up with this inversion. So I expect this fair value gap to be where we will get that push back from. All right, so I'm not going to use what's it called, I'm not going to use a fib here saying I want it to be 50%. I don't want that to happen. Even if we start seeing that 50%, that means price wants to play around. You understand? I'm not saying that price won't want to go down, but price wants to play around. But what do you see that this 25% lines up with? It lines up with this fair value gap. You can see when I drew the 25% on the higher time frame, it lines up with the fair value gap. So when it lines up with those fair value gap, I see those fair value gap as a level whereby if we disrespect that fair value gap, then I can use it to push price up higher a little bit. What I mean is that if we disrespect this level, then I will use this same 25% to push price to this 50%. Then I will see how we do around here. Do we want to continue going down here or what? You understand? So I take it step by step. You understand? So this is the next step that I see right here, right now. This is the, you can call it support and resistance. You can call it fair value gap. Even ICT, he also said this can be used as support and resistance. Support and resistance traders, you know, I always mention you guys. Shout out to you guys. It's still the same thing. You understand? We're all trading the same thing. All right. So this 25% is going to be very important. Remember, before I even drew this, I say I don't even need this fit, but drawing out, seeing this 25% means something. If I should show you this on my chart, you see how price always reacts to these two levels. Even this one, all these levels, price usually reacts to them based on your bias. But I'm not here to prove it to you. All right, that's not what I'm here to do, because I've said it in many other videos, so can't be repeating the same thing in one video. So guys, I think this is all I have for you guys this week. All right, so I've done trade review of the trades, 3 trades that I took this week. So I've done the trade review. So if you want to see trade review of that, you should go to my 3 previous videos. I made trade review, and the funny thing is that the review that I did on Thursday, right? If you paid attention to it and took something out of it, you will see that that same trade happened and I took it. And if you go on YouTube, you see those top traders, right? There's this guy, yeah, I look up to him. He took the same trade. I just saw it today. He took the same trade. You understand? Yes, this my YouTube is still small, but what I drop here for you guys, the reason why I'm saying this, because some of the YouTube, they text me asking for this other video, asking for this one, asking for this, you know, things that are not necessary. But the things that I drop here, that it's under their nose, they can't see it. They can't see it, you understand? But yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Sorry guys, I do check a lot sometimes. So actually, what I said, this is going to be my point of interest, because if price will continue going lower, right, there's no other points of interest, and price didn't really close below here. If we had closed below here, then I'd be like, okay, cool. Price, it's going to drop way further, maybe even get to here. I don't know, but as I said, I like to take what I see at the moment. I go back. So if you look here right now, you will also see that we have a breaker and we have an order block here. So these 3 levels are the levels whereby I'll be looking at for a continuation. All right, because we already had this expansion here, this move here, which I called out from bottom to top here. And I also teach you guys how you can catch this kind of move. So we're going to get that kind of move again. It's going to happen again. NAS is not done going up. NAS is not done. It's just resting. All right. These are the three levels we will be looking at for a continuation. Of course, I'm going to be calling it out every week. I'm going to be calling it out, doing trade review based on what I taught you. So you don't only have to watch this, also watch the trade reviews that I do. All right, you're going to learn a lot from there, how I take the trade. I intentionally started doing trade reviews like every day, just be dropping it there. At least 2 times a week, do trade review. And on weekend, I do a top-down analysis. Then we'll see what is going to happen next week. So guys, if you want more on this, right, you can join. If you not like I'm doing enough here, but if you want more teaching, like teaching how I trade, teaching, you can join my YouTube membership. Right? If you join my YouTube membership, you have access. You have access to this my trading room here, where I do share my trade setup. I do walk you through, telling you what I'm looking for, telling you where I want to enter, telling you where it's going to be invalid. All right. So you can join. Then when you join my membership, YouTube membership, then you will have access to this. Right. You have access to this. So what do you have to lose? Nothing. All right. Enjoy the rest of your week. And I'm going to drop another video next week. And please, if you're just joining us for the first time, like and subscribe, all right? Because share, like, and subscribe, because I'm going to be dropping this every week. All right, guys. Bye for now. Bye.